Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is one that is coming to you because of this. And I've actually had this sore hand, which I'm going to explain to you in terms of what on earth happened to me and why it's made me want to deliver today's message to you, which is really all about not expecting yourself to be at the top level straight out of the gate and to ultimately inch your way up as you're growing and progressing. And I'm going to use my injury as the example for delivering today's message. And really what happened to me was, you guys who have been following me know that I recently got introduced to the incredible F45 classes and that style of training, and I got absolutely hooked, addicted, and I'm somebody that just likes to play full out. Like, I'm just pushing the boundaries. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to try my absolute best, right? And, you know, anytime I've been training and in fitness for years and years and years. So training is no new thing to me, but this style of training and backing it up after each other, kind of is pretty new to me. And so I started this training. And at first I did this first amazing session and I couldn't go back the next day. I needed a break in between. And then I eventually got up to 2 days in a row. And this injury happened when I was up to 3 days in a row. And ultimately it happened in the very last exercise after 3 sessions in a row. It was back on Monday. It is now Saturday. But what happened was I sort of felt like, oh, my hand, something in there doesn't feel too good. I must have just kind of overdone it. It kind of felt like I'd injured it a little bit, you know, when you can get sort of niggly little things when you kind of push it past your current limit, just a little too much. And so I sort of thought, oh, well, I will just, you know, I'll have a great sleep tonight. I'll try and sleep a little bit longer. It'll recover. It just needs a little bit of rest and recovery and time. And so that's kind of what I thought about it. And then throughout the week, I've kind of just been using it, right? And just thinking, oh, it's nothing, but it just wasn't getting any better. And over the last couple of days, actually, it started getting a lot worse. And kind of like it was throbbing and it wasn't so great. And the last exercise that I was doing was kind of these push-ups where you're holding yourself in push-up position and you've got a big sandbag underneath you. You do a push-up and then you use your opposite arm and you drag the sandbag through, and then you do another push-up and then you drag the sandbag through while you're supporting all your weight on this end. And anyway, the repetitive motion, everything that I'd been doing for the 3 days before that, just wasn't liking it. My little hand just kind of shattered by the end of it. And and it's not getting any better because I was expecting myself to be at top level, and you know, there were other people in the group who weren't, you know, there's different ways that you can do the exercise. So you can do it like the most hardcore way, which is what I generally would want to choose to do, or you can, you know, do the push-ups on your knees, or you can just do the push-ups without having to do the sandbag pull and all that sort of stuff. But of course I didn't, because I'm just pushing my existence to the next level, right? And that's why I've kind of shattered my hand, backed up with not inching my way through and actually not giving myself the healing time, recovery time, and continuing to expect myself to be back at F45 and back at F45, and I haven't been able to go for days and days and days, and I feel like I'm in a prison. But ultimately, if I had have just rested it, recovered it, not used it like I have been, I think I wouldn't be at this position that I am right now. And so, you know, we've got to kind of live and learn, and that's what I'm kind of doing right now. But really, I'm hoping that me just sharing this kind of part of my journey and story will help you think about where in any area of your growth right now in your life, are you expecting yourself to be at top level and you're pushing it and you're going for it, which is, you know, it's kind of like, well, where do we draw the line? Like, because we want to be growing and progressing. And we definitely want to feel as though we're pushing ourselves past our current limits, we're moving the needle forward. But when there comes to be that kind of little niggly little pain that doesn't feel like it's good for us. You know, it's beyond just, you know, in this scenario, it's beyond just a little bit of muscle soreness, which is showing us that we're on the right path and keep going. You're growing, you're pushing yourself, and it actually gets to the point of pain and injury. Now that's where we need to be kinder to ourselves, to kind of take the reins back, so that we might take a couple of steps backwards or just stand on the same spot for a little bit, but it's for the purposes of being able to leap forward once we're healthy, once we're in the right position, and not taking our, you know, not being defeated by that injury or setback in our lives, but actually looking at it like an opportunity to just get the message, to slow down slightly. Don't expect yourself to be at the top level of your game before you've done the work to build up your endurance and your ability to do so. And so I'm hoping that it encourages all of you guys who are just like me, who kind of want to get to the next level and the next level and the next level, but sometimes that can be at the expense of us really moving forward, because we get pushed back and we have to stay stuck here for a little bit before we learn the lesson of, you know, taking that long-term mindset and just inching our way through. And I remember hearing the incredible Brendan Burchard. If you haven't heard of him or his work, I'd encourage you guys to check his work out. Absolutely brilliant online marketer, but also in self-development, and runs some great courses and events that I've had the privilege of attending. But definitely what he really talks about is, instead of, you know, when you're at the edge of your comfort zone and you are seeing that next level, and it's a scary place to be, but you're kind of on the edge, you know, instead of making that huge leap into the center of that next sphere of comfort, you know, outside of your current comfort zone, instead of taking that huge leap, which feels so drastic, and, you know, you can kind of get too scared, or you can fall back, or you can injure yourself in some sort of way, he really encourages people to inch your way forward. You know, just take that one little step, and then that next little step. Instead of having to have that mentality of got to have it all yesterday and instant gratification, and thinking that you can skip over the work that you need to do in order to generate the results that you're after, you know, we need to take it back a step. And, you know, I'm currently experiencing that and learning that precise lesson because of my need to get to that next and that next and next and next. And I'm hoping that this inspires you guys to not get injured and actually just start inching your way there, and be kind to yourself. Shift to that long-term mindset, which is in other areas of my life I've absolutely done, and it's absolutely been rocking. In my health and fitness, so I can tend to get a bit overexcited and love new things and all that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of learning that lesson right now. But definitely let me know, guys, has this happened to you? Is this valuable for you? I'd love to hear from you. And I was going to be delivering a message, because I did hear from a bunch of you guys that you did want me to go next level in terms of the conversation I was having with you guys yesterday around consciousness. And I introduced you guys to the 4 different categories of consciousness, and I want to definitely dive into the 8 levels of consciousness. And it's really all around our spiritual development, giving us a pathway forward, being able to recognize where we are on that map, where to get to next, and how we can connect with others, because we can see where they are on that map also. But I will definitely be doing that for you guys tomorrow. I just felt called to share something that's happening in the present moment with you guys, and instead of having to explain why the hell I've got that on and deliver that other message. So I want to check in with you guys, and before I do, you might notice that I have a link, an extra link in today's video, because I spoke to you guys yesterday. A number of you have been reaching out to me with a few challenges that you just wanted a new perspective on. And I used to have those 15-minute power sessions that I had available all the time. I took them off because I'm developing some stuff that's much deeper for you guys, which has taken up a lot of my time, but because so many of you have been reaching out to me recently, I can't help myself, because I love connecting with you guys personally and getting to meet you and jump on a video call with you. It's super energizing to me, and I love being able to support you in any way that I can. So I've opened up for the next 2 weeks, I've opened up a bunch of spots just for you action takers. So if that's interesting to you, you want to jump on a quick call with me, click on the link above to book in a 15-minute power session with me, so I get to meet you and bring with that a challenge that you have. When you book in a session time, there's a form that you'll need to fill in for me so that I have a little bit more background in terms of what that challenge is, you know, where you are in your life right now, so that we can absolutely hit the ground running in that short time that we have together. So definitely, if that's interesting to you, make sure that you click on that link above and request to join. And on the flip side, if you haven't joined the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community, make sure you click on the other link and join us there as well if you want to be surrounded by incredible like minds who are absolutely pushing the limits, hopefully not injuring themselves, but definitely want to support, encourage, and challenge you to do the same. So definitely do that, and I can't wait to go deeper with you in either direction there. And let me check in. So I've got Sam and Adinaran and Gabrielle and Fazia and Jessica and Moises and yes, thank you Adinaran. Whoa, my gosh, I'm going to practice. I'm going to take some time to practice your name. And thank you so much, Sam. And Alexandra is here and Judy, awesome. And Gary and Moises. Yes. Moises, I'm so super sorry. Any of you guys who have sent me a message regarding getting on a call with me, that's why I've been a bit limited in terms of being able to get back, and it's really painful at the moment. So if you guys click on the link above, Moises, click on that link above for the 15-minute power sessions so that you can select a time, book it in, and we'll definitely connect. That'd be awesome. And Mitke is here, and Sam, thank you so much for that love and healing energies. I appreciate it. And Ekim, and thank you, Adinaran, and Paul's here, and Andy. I push all the boundaries, it said. Yes, absolutely. You know, it's good to push the boundaries, but just kind of inch your way through the boundaries so that you can be more conscious of where you're building muscle or gaining an injury, in terms of any area of our lives as well. We can use that analogy, absolutely. And Ellen's here, and Ty, and thank you, Alexandria, appreciate you, and Joe, and Jamal, and James, and Jolene, and Laval, and Jamie, awesome to see you guys, and Colin, and Lee, and Soy Cairo, and Gabrielle, give yourself time to learn and grow, absolutely, but keep pushing the needle forward so that you can feel that sense of progress. You know, it's not the leap that makes the difference. It's your ability to understand and recognize the progress that you are making. It doesn't matter how small it is, as long as you feel that sense of progress, you know that you're going to generate more and more momentum and confidence and courage to keep moving in that direction. You know, as Tony Robbins would say, progress equals happiness. So you need to make sure that what you're doing is measurable, and it doesn't mean that the bigger leap that you have, the more happy you're going to be. It's really in just that sense of progress, no matter the extent, so you don't have to injure yourself, like I keep saying. And Sean's here, and VJ, and Chris, and Peter, awesome. And Gabrielle, I'm loving that Brendan's one of your favorites. Yes, he's definitely one of mine. Amazing human being, a wealth of knowledge, and definitely, yeah, if you haven't heard of Brendan Bouchard, definitely get on his things. And I've got Sep and Hassan, and sorry I can't say your name, but I appreciate you, and Billy, and Jeff, and Mandy, and Jon, and John, and Mandy, thank you so much for the well wishes. It's not too bad. I just have to consciously not use it, which is really challenging for a right-handed person, you know. And I've got Wayne and Madeline. Thank you for bringing joy to the world. Oh, and likewise, Madeline, you're bringing joy to the conversation here. Thank you. And Jon, awesome as always, and feel better, Vanessa. I noticed the wristband. Yeah. Thank you, Jon. I appreciate you. And thank you, Madeline. I'm loving that you're loving my makeup. Done one-handed. Love it. And Gabe and Suleiman and Gary and awesome. Awesome to see all of you guys, and Ricardo's just joined. I hope that you guys who are just joining me catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message, so you don't have to go through any injuries like I'm experiencing right now. Be more conscious. Don't expect yourself to be at the top of your game when you first come through that gate. You know, really inch your way forward. Keep that sense of progress. And yeah, that's the way of being more consciously aware about what's moving you in a consistent direction. Because if you don't inch your way forward, you might get that whole start, stop kind of cycle of progress, which is a lot more taxing on your willpower when you're building new habits. And when you can just inch your way forward and get consistent, consistency is absolutely power. You know, when we get thrown off the wagon and injure ourselves, it's always going to be more challenging, and there's more work that we have to do in the meantime to heal. So definitely focus on consistency. It always wins the long-term game, and that's what we're all here for, the long-term game. So shift to that long-term mindset. And as always, guys, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful and amazing and extraordinary, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. As I always say, I'm sending you all of my love, and I can't wait to see you then. Hope your day is brilliant.